Yeah, it is.
200,000. That's the cost of a slice of the American dream. Quarter acre, 3-bedroom house, 2 bedrooms, about 1,500 square feet. That's about what I've been looking at the past few months in this topsy-turvy real estate market that we've got. But I close next week. I've been, things are going on for 6 months. Last 5 years, I've been helping my friends move in with their houses, and it's an investment. You can double your money, or you can be putting the money that you put into the house in the first place just to get it livable. You need to be out everything. So there's a couple steps to evaluation to it. I say your finances and motivation, the location, and the state of repair. Those are the main things you're going to be looking for. The first step, finances and motivation, these are internal. You can fudge documents for the banks, make up your income, your credit score. Then you can have a house, flex it on Instagram, whatever you gotta do. But then what happens when everything falls through, a couple months of mortgage are behind and you're foreclosed on? Well, you're open to getting a roommate. That's something that can help you out. Sometimes you can run out the cost of the mortgage with the house. With your internal motivations, saving on rent while building equity sounds nice, but if you're not maintaining the house itself, it's going to fall apart, and then you're out the cost of a house. You paid a couple $100,000, and then when you go to sell, it's only worth a few thousand. Its value is based on the day-to-day habits of the inhabitants. The market fluctuates, but no one's going to pay market price for a dump. So the first step for finances, I say, call it can you, and for motivation, should you. And then you can mitigate potential losses with a proper location. Picking a house is the fun part, but now you got to figure out if that location works for you. If you're only driving, well, 5 acres out past Mount Sterling isn't really going to work when you got to commute 2 hours every day to school or work. Vice versa, if you're in town but you like burning stuff and riding dirt bikes, well, I don't think the town of Richmond or city of Richmond's not going to appreciate that very much. So I picked mine because it's about 2 blocks from the school. It has rental value after I'm done, or I could possibly sell it, provided the market holds up. I don't know how long I'm going to stay in Kentucky, but at least 5 years. That's the minimum time frame you want to have if you're going to buy a house. Like I said, afterward, it would be pretty rentable. Just every couple of months after the semester, got to go clean up the holes that college students put in the walls. Then for the micro, you want to take a look at your neighborhood. They say judge not, yet be judged. I'm not a biblical person, but you know what I mean. Check out your neighbors. It's the only time I advocate judging people. Look at the people around you. You got beer cans in the lawn, or 4 kids running around in the yard. Those kids aren't going to go anywhere for at least 10 years. So be prepared for that. There's a couple other things to look for. Animals all over the place. Who manicures their lawns? Get the general feel for the neighborhood. The location and size will get you down into a monetary window, but what determines where you are in that window, higher or lower, is if the state of repair of the house, the materials used. So the things I like to look for: the roofing materials. A metal roof will last you 100 years if you maintain it properly. I don't really know about that, but yeah, 100 years. Siding, well, shingles will give you 10 to 20, depending on if they're maintained, clean, do everything you got to do for it. So I look for metal roofs. Like the siding, you use wood, it can be anywhere from 15 to 20 to 50. It's really unpredictable. Aluminum siding goes for about 50 years, and brick I got in my research, I found 50 years to 100 years. Some of them said 500 years plus. So I don't even know where to go with that one. But I'm going to go ahead and say brick's probably the sturdiest one to go with. The great state of Kentucky is in abundance. For your water heaters, air conditioner, furnace, those are all about 20 years. So if it's on the end of that, you can expect to be about $5 grand for each of those. The material of the floor, you know, nice polished hardwood. I don't know, I'm not a fan of the vinyl. Usually people are hiding something underneath that whenever they throw that on the top. And for the plumbing, I actually had this one. One house I went to go by had an amalgamation of lead pipe, copper, and PEX tubing. And if you just looked at the beginning of it, it had the PEX tubing, which means that had to have been installed in the last 15 years. But if you go past it, there was copper into the lead piping, or not lead, sorry, cast iron. And the cast iron, when it rusts, it actually leaks sulfuric acid into your water. So that's probably not what you want to be drinking unless you're trying to become a superhero. So find out who made these repairs. If you can get a hold of the company, it's a lot easier to track down what you need to do. If you can talk to the person that did it, see what they did, undo what they did, or maybe they'll give you a rate for a repeat customer, and then you have a repair guy on hand. So, if you're not scared or otherwise overwhelmed right now, it can be a very wise investment. Money's cheap. You can get a mortgage. I got mine for about 2%. I always say avoid the APRs, anything like that. Just assume you're going to get the high end of it. They can always hook you in with a low one, but then it's going to get jacked up in 3 years. So if you're looking for anything to do other than drinking or playing video games on the weekend, a house is a way to build valuable skills and gives you something to do, and it always keeps a roof over your head. Maybe, just maybe, you can sell it for a profit. So, few key reminders: 700 plus credit score. You're gonna have weekly maintenance. Judge your potential neighbors. Brick and metal are the way to go. And you get about 20 years for your large appliances, and cast iron might just kill you. Thank you for your time. And that is my lesson on buying a house.